Racist faces hate crime charges for an attack on a black man in a bar. Minnesota man who knocked the black man unconscious in a bar after calling him a racial slur, leaving the victim with brain bleed, now facing federal hate crime charge. Justin Kudla is set to stand trial this month to answer to assault charges nearly a year after he called a black man a racial slur at a bar, then punched him in the face and knocked him unconscious. It's a violent assault. Justin Kudla was charged with assault after a violent encounter with the black bar patron at Huck's Shipwreck Saloon in Belle Plaine on February 3rd, 2024. That's according to a complaint filed in the Scott County District Court. And a Black Star, our friends there, giving us the details. Let's go to that night. A witness told authorities she heard 35-year-old Kudla, who is white, call 37-year-old Benjamin Morelock a racial epithet, then saw him strike Morelock in the face. Surveillance video showed the 2 a.m. attack and Kudla leaving Morelock on the ground unconscious for 20 minutes. I mean, this could have killed him. Again, left the victim with brain bleed. After Morelock regained consciousness, someone from the bar helped him home. The next day, a Huck's employee went to Morelock's home to check on him and found him in bed, going in and out of consciousness. He reportedly suffered the brain bleed, clot and swelling. He was released from the hospital 2 days after being admitted. Bartender at an establishment not far from Huck's told law enforcement that Kudla was drunk and beyond the night he struck Morelock. She said Kudla, who was allegedly bothered by Morelock's sexuality, had been harassing Morelock a few weeks before the attack and called him a racial slur before. Bartender told police Morelock is a wonderful person, said his attacker is a very mean person when he's drinking. Federal authorities. They recently charged Kudla with 1 count of interference with federally protective activities and 1 count of committing a hate crime for the attack. Both charges carry a max sentence of 10 years each. Let's get you some state records. They're important here. Revealing that Kudla has 2 convictions each for terroristic threats and stalking, 1 conviction each for a felony level violation of a no contact order and trespassing. This guy's a real knucklehead, a mean drunk. Minnesota Star Tribune reporting Kudla will be going to trial for the assault charge on January 21st. Morelock went to the hospital where he had to be treated for a life-threatening brain injury. That's according to a GoFundMe page for Morelock's medical expenses. Of course, we'll include the link and the description to his GoFundMe for his ongoing medical expenses. Ben, this is horrific. And this is somebody who didn't just have a bad night. I'm talking about the perp, not the victim. The victim who's, again, the bartender said he's a wonderful man, Mr. Morelock. But the perp, a mean drunk with a record, this kind of terrorism, I'll call it. It's a street terrorism, stalking, harassing, violating no contact orders. This guy's a mess. My question, though, and let me say this, this next thing. Don't you think it should have been an attempted murder charge? Had the good-natured bartender not gone to check on him, Mr. Morelock, going in and out of consciousness, getting him the medical treatment he needed? He was at home. He had to be helped home. Why is there no attempted murder charge here? That's what I need to know. I don't want to hear assault. I understand this is serious, Ben, but it sounds so lightweight compared to the life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt the man who was attacked got very lucky that the bartender went far above and beyond what bartenders normally ever do. I don't know if it could be an attempted murder charge if what he did was strike him. I understand the desire for it, and the man could have died, but I don't know that it meets that standard. There's so many things that we even, don't interpret right from the law, and we have to follow the letter of the law, even when our hearts don't want it to. Even we call it assault always, but really, actually, assault is just a threat. Battery is when it's actually the connecting of physical action. So, this man got very lucky. He had the double effect of having, being part of two minority groups that offend the ignorant, bigoted, hateful, and idiotic in this world of being, I suppose, of an alternative sexuality and a race that didn't match the incredible pure skin of the terrorist idiot a hole, can I say, that just
Sure.
wants to take out his ignorance and his unhappiness with his own life on another man. Um, we're very lucky that this guy is hopefully going to be okay. Um, it's very tough, not everybody should drink. I've been
That's right.
at plenty of bars, and I've been in a bar fight or two in my life, and
Really?
it happens. I have indeed, and it
Well,
happens
I
when
kind of want to know more, but you don't have to share if you don't want to. But I don't know. I don't know. You kind of, with the stuff on your face, you look like you could play that part. So I hope
thank you.
everything was okay.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I put an end to these fights pretty quickly in both scenarios.
Ooh.
When people are just in both scenarios, somebody was just drunk and acting entitled towards a woman that was not, it was not okay to do. And I would have done this if I weren't talking to the woman myself anyway, but in the rules of chivalry and polite society as well, you get to earn the attention of a woman. You don't get to take it because
Wow.
you're upset that somebody else is taking it. And so somebody steps in and you have to sometimes, lay down the law. So people need to be a lot more careful. If you can't handle your alcohol, quit drinking forever.
And that's your public service announcement. Boy, that was a made me. I got to fan myself a little bit. That story was hot, and I know it wasn't meant to be. You did what you felt you needed to do, but you just don't find that everywhere anymore. So that was incredible. Wow.
Thanks,
Okay,
Sharon.
this is what people love you. One more reason to love you. But you're right. And again, I think it shows the humanity. The bartender probably sees a bunch of drunks, probably every night he's on. But to go and check on Mr. Morelock, who we hope has a great recovery. And again, don't forget about the GoFundMe. If you can, there's a lot going on these days, we know. But he could use the help.